Do you get knee pain when going downstairs? Going downstairs is often one of the most painful activities for people with knee pain, particularly if you have front of knee pain. Now you'd think that going upstairs would be more difficult, but often it's going downstairs that's more painful. And the reason for that is when you're going downstairs, your quadricep muscles have to lengthen while they're producing force or while they're trying to shorten. That's known as an eccentric contraction. And if your quadricep muscles can't lengthen enough while they're producing force going downstairs, it compresses your kneecap up against your thigh bone, which can cause knee pain. Now you do eccentric contractions during other activities as well, such as when you're lowering down into a squat, you're producing force with your quadriceps while the muscles are lengthening. But you have 4 quadricep muscles, and one of them, known as the rectus femoris, crosses both the knee and the hip. Now during an activity like squatting, that rectus femoris is lengthening over the knee, but it's shortening over the hip. However, when you're going downstairs, your hip is staying relatively straight while you're bending at the knee. And so that means your rectus femoris is lengthening throughout that step down activity. And so in order to be able to go downstairs without your knee hurting, you need to be able to lengthen the rectus femoris while you're producing force with it. Now, one exercise that old school bodybuilders used to use to work on the rectus femoris is something called a sissy squat. That's where they would hang on to a power rack and sit back like this with the hips relatively straight, going up on their toes and then coming back up. That was before knee extension machines were widely popular in gyms. However, that may be inaccessible for many people to do. 1, due to lack of equipment, and 2, it may be too difficult or too unsafe for some people. So I'm going to show an alternative to that that is safe and requires little equipment to do. All you'll need for this is 2 yoga blocks, or something roughly about the thickness of yoga blocks, approximately 2 inches. You could use 2x4s, but they do need to come away from the wall just a little bit. You'll set them against the wall like this, and then put your heels on top of the blocks. And then what we're going to do from here is similar to a wall slide. Many people have seen a traditional wall slide where you slide up and down the wall like this, but in this case, your hips are bending, which doesn't lengthen your rectus femoris as you're squatting. When you put your feet up on the blocks like this, it allows you to kind of push your hips away from the wall while leaning your shoulders back. This gets your knees more over your toes and lengthens the rectus femoris across both the knees and the hips. Now to work on eccentric strength, you want to go down slowly, go down just as far as you can comfortably without triggering knee pain or without feeling like you're gonna get stuck and can't get back up. And then come back up. Push your hips out away from the wall as you're going down. This eccentrically strengthens your quadriceps. You're also using your glutes at the same time. Now, in theory, you could do this without the blocks there, just going up on your toes and pushing your knees forwards like this. But 1, it's a lot harder to activate your glutes if you can't push through your heels to come back up. 2, it's a little less safe because there's a greater chance that your feet will slip out from under you. So put your feet up on the blocks like this, and then push your hips out away from the wall so that your shoulders slide down. Only go as far as you feel safe and comfortable doing, and then come back up. Slowly go down, pushing your hips away from the wall, and then come back up. Try to do 10 repetitions of that to whatever depth you feel comfortable, and do that for 3 sets. Then once you're done, step away from the wall and try doing an activity like a step down or something that simulates a step down, and see how it feels. Let me know in the comments how this exercise worked out for you. And if you need more tips to help with knee pain going downstairs, check out this video over here. But before you go, if you found this one helpful, Make sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you can get notified of our future videos.